Sure. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Mike.
Yes, Dan.
Mike, help me out here. I'm a longtime Met fan. I'm trying to understand what is DeGrom's and his agent's leverage here. He's under team control for 2 more years.
His leverage is that you don't want an unhappy DeGrom here. He has held the Mets up now to where he's saying, if you don't show me what I deserve, I have basically given you everything I have, and you have given me nothing in the way of support in terms of a team, an infrastructure, or anything else. I am telling you I will stay and be the face of this franchise, but you have to pay me now to do it. Otherwise, really, send me packing.
Yeah, it's really not.
If they ignore him, well, then basically they do it at their own risk.
Well, this is going to be the telltale sign what they think about DeGrom, because he's under control to his age 32 season, Mike. What are they going to do? Extend him?
Listen, he's
35?
arbitration. He's arbitration eligible. He's not under control like he's under control the first couple of years. He's going to make a lot of money. He's just not going to make the bust out crazy money. He's going to get paid well in arbitration. He's going to get paid. There's no issue about that. But the bottom line is, now is the time to rip it up and give him his big contract. That's what he's saying. I want it now. If you want me to stay, I want it now. If they don't want to give it to him, well, then he's saying, don't keep me here because I'm going to be miserable and I don't want any part of it. So he's basically saying, if you want me to be the franchise, pay me. I'm here to build. You can build around me, but you got to pay me to build around me. If the Mets find that something outrageous and they say we won't be told what to do, well, you know what? Then you trade him. But remember this. He's also then hurt the Mets' trading value, because now they know if the Mets and he blow up negotiations, he's lessened his value, because they know then he has to be traded. He's just cost the Mets if he does it that way. Anthony and Nanuet. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, how you doing, Mike? Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, I got a quick question, and if I can, please let me make a comment about Boone.
About who? Boone? What's the question?
Aaron Boone. The question is, with DeGrom, let's say things don't work out between him and the Mets. Does he have control on where he goes?
No.
He has no control,
no.
So they can trade him to anybody.
Yeah, he can go wherever he wants. They can trade him wherever they want, yeah.
Okay. The thing with Boone is, I mean, I don't know what it is, but he just has no idea how to control or how to manage his pitchers. He leaves German in the other day for an inning too long. He takes CeCe out after 77 pitches. Then he leaves Green in an inning too long.
No, how do you judge an inning too long? What, a guy gives up runs that it's an inning too long? Is that how it works?
No, it's not so much how it works.
So a guy gives up a run, then it's an inning too long, and if he doesn't, then he was in the right amount of time?
No, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, I don't really. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's an inning too long means he got hit the next inning that he went back out there. That's what it means.
Right.
So, I mean, it then means get him out when he doesn't give up runs. When he gives up runs, you left him in too long. Okay. I mean, everyone should have a first half where they win 65% of their games. Listen, he got a very good team. He's got a very good team. I don't think Aaron Boone has been Miller Huggins, but you know what? He's been okay. Been okay. He's made some mistakes with the bullpen and stuff, but you expect that stuff. Listen, he's a first-year manager. Steven Suffering, what's up, Steve?
Hey, Mike, a long-time Mets fan here.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm a Mets fan and I'm sitting back here, and, I don't want to trade DeGrom. He's homegrown. I want the Mets to sign a long-term contract with him. Mm-hmm. And if the Mets don't do that, ownership says, no, we're going to trade you. What's that saying to the Mets fan that has any big player come in, even if we were to trade him and get big prospects and everything, what does that say to our future? Every time we got a young big prospect coming up or someone like DeGrom, what does that say to us?
Listen,
are we never going to sign somebody?
First of all, I think there's a lot of ways. DeGrom has put the Mets in a tough spot. He has really forced their hand here. Now,
exactly.
The other part of it is if it blows up publicly, this negotiation blows up, then the teams know he has to be traded, which hurts his negotiation, hurts the Mets' ability to trade him. The Mets have lost a little bit of their leverage, and leverage is how you make deals. You make deals with leverage. So from that standpoint, now the Mets could offer DeGrom a contract. The only way the Mets win here is if they offer DeGrom a very good contract, and they tell you that they're going to sign DeGrom, they begin negotiations, and then right then they decide internally, all right, we're really not going to pay him, so let's get him traded. So that's the only way they maintain their leverage. If they don't do that, then DeGrom has completely taken away their leverage. He's taken away their leverage because he's going to do this publicly, and if he does it publicly, the teams are going to know what's going on. So from that standpoint, DeGrom has got the Mets in between a rock and a hard place. He really does. And the Mets have made it pretty clear they love DeGrom. Well, I'm telling you right now, if you're the Mets, you don't love this move because this move puts you in a very tough spot. Tony in Oceanside. What's up, Tony?
Yes, Mike, thank you.
What's
first
up?
of all, I haven't spoken to you in a while. I want to congratulate you on your induction of the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Radio. As far as DeGrom, listen, if they love him, they got to pay him. That's the way I look at it. He's the foundation of that team to go forward.
That's fair. It's very fair. Very fair.
You know,
I mean, within reason now that if he turns down a great offer, then at least the Mets tried. I mean, if the Mets, to keep some of their fans happy, are going to have to make a very significant offer here. I'm telling you right now, DeGrom's words partnership mean he wants major money. He wants top of the sport money, folks. I'm telling you right now, which I'm not afraid to give him. I'm just going to cut his years back. I'm not big on paying years, so if I get together a 4-year deal at big money, so be it. I'll do that. DeGrom's going to want major bucks here. Major. I'm talking about Scherzer, that kind of money. It doesn't have to be Kershaw money, but it's going to be Scherzer money. Lou in East Northport. What's up, Lou?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, doesn't it stand to reason that, considering how DeGrom's a quiet guy his whole career, that him and his agent already went to the Mets with the extension, and they said no?
No, if they, I don't believe this. We have discussed Jacobs' future with the Mets at length. They did not say anything. It doesn't tell me that I know where the negotiations have gone sour already. I understand what you're saying. You're saying they wouldn't have come public unless they went sour. I don't know if that's the case yet. That might not be the case. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be the case. Remember, they didn't have to sign him yet. He has basically. They don't have to sign him this year. What he's telling them is, I've been a good soldier. I've put up with all this garbage. I've watched you blow my games. I've watched you, put this inferior product on the field, and I've pitched through it like a pro, and I've kept my head held high. I'm not doing that anymore. So either you will pay me now, and I will work with you to build this right, or send me packing and use me to build your foundation. That's what he's telling them, and he didn't leave them any wiggle room here.
It just seems out of character. I mean, for everything he just said. I mean, he is a good soldier, and it just seems out of character that he would put him in that position. Money
talks. You know that.
Yeah.
He has listen. He played his cards well. Listen, he's coming out of this either with a big contract or on a new team. But I think now, if you're asking me, new team just got. I didn't think the Mets. I know for a fact the Mets had no interest in trading DeGrom. I think that changed now. I think now there's a distinct possibility he could be traded. So I know they did not. I'm telling you, I said it all along on the show that he was not going to be traded, and because I know what they were thinking, because I just know what was going on. They were not going to trade him, but now with this, he could get traded. He could definitely get traded because, he's asking for a big contract. He said partnership. When you use the words long-term partnership, those words speak volumes. He didn't say long-term contract. He said long-term partnership. That means he's a major player in their future, which means he's making major, major money. Joe in Keyport. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Mike, in your opinion, how many more games do you think the Yankees would have won this half if Girardi was the manager, being that he handled the bullpen a little bit better? And in the end, seeing what you saw this first half, do you agree with the decision the Yankees made? I'll hang up.
I don't think they would have won many more games. I think he would have handled some things better, but other things might not have worked out the same way. The team won 65% of its games. To say it was going to win a whole lot more than that is unrealistic. So the team has the second best record in baseball and won 653. That's playing great baseball. You couldn't ask anybody to win more. Listen, they made a change at manager. That's all there is to it. They brought in a guy to run a system the way they run it. Do I think Joe did a better job with the bullpen? Yes. But is it something? The bullpen has performed well. Overall, the bullpen's been very, very good. So I don't think that's been a major factor. I think overall they've had a very strong team and they've played well. Boone has gotten along with his players well. Not a big issue from that standpoint. They've done a very good job. The question now is, I know everyone's wondering about Joe and the Cardinals. We'll see. You know, Joe is a little bit like the old manager there in terms of temperament and everything else. You wonder if that's what they want or they want somebody different. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Listen, I think if I was Joe Girardi going to the Cardinals, I know he has a relationship with the general manager there. That's a good team to go to. I mean, that'd be a great team for Joe because it's a great city. It's a great franchise. That would be a good place to go. And they could do a lot worse than hire Joe Girardi. I think he'd be a very good manager there. EJ in Allentown. What's up, EJ?
Mike, how you doing?
Good.
About this Mets payroll, I saw something this week and I thought it was mind-boggling. The Mets have almost $100 million on the disabled list right now. It's the highest in Major League Baseball. And their current active roster is the third lowest due to all the players they had to bring up. And I think it's an indictment on Sandy Alderson, more so than the Wilpons. I mean, like you said, they're seventh in payroll overall, seventh or ninth, but they are by far, I think the next closest highest payroll to money on the disabled list was $55 million, and the Mets are in that $98 million.
Well, they have two monster players in Wright and Cespedes. They have two guys making a ton of money on the payroll on the disabled list. So that's right there. I mean, that's $50 million between the two of them. David Long Branch, what's up, David?
Hey, Mike, what's doing?
What's happening?
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
With Mickey Callaway, he's supposed to be a great pitching coach, no? I mean, he came from Cleveland.
Well, he was a very good pitching coach there, yes.
Okay, so now answer me this, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, 59 pitches, the fifth inning, in a tie ball game. Why did he pinch hit? Why did he take him out of the game? I need to know why he took him out. A friend of mine asked, and I said, I can't defend. I can't play devil's advocate.
Because Oswalt's not a guy who is going to go that deep into the game. He had gotten... He had gotten a lot out of him. He had gotten a good performance out of him. That's all you can ask for. He's a fifth starter at best.
I can ask for more than 59 pitches.
No, you can't ask for
5 innings.
You see,
the Mets are going nowhere.
You're pushing it's not always about pitching. It's always not about pitches when you're talking about guys who are not quality starters. He's not a quality starter. You got a good performance out of him. You left it at that. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You send him out the next inning, who knows what happens. Plus, the more times you go through a batting order, it's harder to go through it. It takes more quality to go through it again. He did not want him to go through the batting order any farther. He went through it as far as he could. I have no problem with him coming out of the game there. You know, Oswalt's not a major guy. He's pitching with a 5.5 ERA. There's nothing wrong with what he did. Back after this.